The town of Platte in northern Germany. 3,500 people live in the rural community, and like most others in the former communist East, it's seen major changes. Before reunification, two large-scale agricultural collectives were based in Platte. The state-run farms here were praised as model operations and were the subject of this civic education film in the late 1980s. Back then, around 300 people worked for the livestock and crop production units. Detlef Vetter was one of them. Today, he still works on the land, but now it's for the Platte Farmers Cooperative. He's seen two-thirds of his former colleagues lose their jobs in the tough environment of the market economy.
Before reunification, we did a lot by hand. The feed was unloaded by hand. Fertilizing was done by hand. We had a tractor, but everything took time.
New technology has made farm work less labour-intensive, but Detlef Vetter says he's now under far more pressure.
You have a lot more responsibility than before. There were more people here, and we were told what to do. Now we have to decide for ourselves. I have to decide for myself, for my work colleagues. I'm responsible for everyone here.
The cooperative's director, Bernd Rieprecht, has also seen both systems. Before reunification, he was a functionary working in a planned socialist economy. Now he's required to negotiate wages, calculate prices, and find customers for his products. Playing by the rules of the market has been a learning process for workers and for management.
Today everyone knows we only get paid for what we produce, and people have that attitude now. Everyone's dependent on their job and knows what's expected of them.
The past 20 years have transformed Platte. The once Spartan socialist township now has supermarkets and stores like those found all over Germany. It's also attracted new residents thanks to its picturesque countryside and proximity to the state capital Schwerin. When the town outgrew the old kindergarten, a new one was built on the same spot. Heide Brandt has been a teacher in Platte for almost 40 years, but her wages have only just reached parity with her colleagues in Western Germany. She used to find political directives frustrating. Now it's the high demands placed on teachers.
You can't compare children today with those in East Germany. They're more self-confident, much more free. They're great. But it's simply not the best situation for one teacher to look after 18 kids. The work has become so intense that you're exhausted when you come back home. No one has any idea how hard it is.
A short distance away is the Platte Mail Order Service VSP. With a staff of 200, it's the town's biggest employer. In 1990, West German entrepreneurs converted a state-run factory. They kept on some of the workers. A stroke of luck for Dieter Woff. He's now the company's chief technical officer.
I'd have never gotten this far back in East Germany. There were people who had contacts with cadres or were party members. They always got the jobs, whether they could do it or not. They were the ones in these positions.
Volker Pepke is VSP's managing director. His father helped set up the company, and he's talked about the problems in the early years. Back then, locals treated the West Germans with suspicion. Volker Pepke says such prejudices are long gone.
I know companies in the West and in the East and the different mentalities. I also know companies in southern Germany. I'd say the differences between North and South are just the same as East and West. It's a regional problem.
Detlef Vetter, meanwhile, continues to enjoy his time off in the garden. But he misses the social contacts of his old life, especially spending time with friends.
You don't see them much anymore. They're all working in Hamburg or somewhere else. Sometimes they're around on weekends, but it's always, no time, gotta rush. We used to get together during the week and chat for an hour or so, just like that. Now it doesn't happen, and I kind of miss it.
Detlef Vetter's daughter was 3 and his son 5 when this film was made. For them, memories of East Germany have all but faded.
They go where the work is and have adapted better than us. Sometimes they say it's not a big deal anymore, but it still is to us, even after 20 years.
A new system and a new way of life. Older generations of East Germans have had to find their way since reunification. Here in Platte, they're proud that so many have succeeded.